ESPN starts tomorrow night with the Castro Rising Stars game. Radio coverage presented by Indeed begins at 9 p.m. Eastern on most ESPN radio stations, along with Michelle Smallman. Myron Metcalf in for Canty today. Evan Cohen with you. So Wemby and the Spurs are awesome. They are clearly potentially going to be a finals contender this year. On this show yesterday, Harry Douglas, Freddie and Harry, weekdays 3 p to 7 p Eastern, picked them to go to the finals. Said, right now, as of this moment, I'm going with the Spurs. Brian Windhorst, ESPN NBA insider on Get Up, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern, yesterday on ESPN, had this to say about Wemby and no ceiling for him. All right, so we have audio issues there, but here's what Wendy said. There's no ceiling for Wendy. Wendy. I just called him Wendy.
Wendy and Wendy combined.
I combined Wendy and Wemby into Wendy. There is no ceiling for Wemby. He's unbelievable. I've said I believe, guys, he's the most prepared superstar in the NBA since LeBron entering the league, knowing he's going to be a superstar and acting in a way that is admirable all across the board. Based on what Harry said yesterday, are they the best possible next champion in all of sports? In other words, you could script this, and you could say for any of the major sports, the American sports, if this team wins a championship, that would be so great for the sport. Is there any better possible champ, Myron, than the Spurs in the NBA?
No. I mean, to me, Wemby's how you bring in that casual fan who may not know a ton about the NBA, but they see a 7'5" guy like him, and they just want to watch him play. I mean, you know, LeBron can't do this forever. Steph and KD and all these other guys who've been icons for years are eventually going to retire. Who is the guy that everyone wants to see after they're gone? I think it'll be Wemby. So I think them winning a championship would really give the NBA a shot at that next generation and captivating more fans.
Yeah, we're looking for somebody to grab the baton. Michael, Kobe, LeBron. We need that next person that's going to grab the baton in the NBA and be not only a superstar that everything revolves around, but also someone that we think can sustain the success. Think about LeBron's entire career. It's been, is he going to match Michael? Now we need somebody to come in and say, who's going to be the next LeBron? Who's going to be somebody that's going to win multiple times and is going to be dynamic enough for us to want to lock in anytime they play? And to me, there's only two answers. It's Wemby and it's Ant. One of them has to win, and one of them has to take the baton.
Myron, you're in Minnesota. Wemby winning would be better for the sport than the team in the city you're in?
Yeah, I mean, I just think because he's so unique. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's the most talented player in the league in terms of just raw talent, guy who can do things that no one else can do. And I think you look at him and you go, wow, he just continues to get better. He continues to do things that we just haven't seen before. And it's great. And I think Ant will be one of those faces as well. But Wemby, I think, is a guy where it doesn't matter if you care about the NBA or not. You see him and you're intrigued. And I think that's what the NBA wants more than anything.
So if we open it up to other sports, we say the best possible next champion for the sport. Like, you're in charge of the sport and you could script it. Because I look at, if I'm just going to go with two, I'm going to go NFL and Major League Baseball, because I think there's two obvious next champions that would be so good for the sport. And I think I'm going to be hated on for saying this. I think the Kansas City Chiefs and LA Dodgers.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
I think it's the best possible thing for the NFL is for the Chiefs to win it all next year, and the best possible thing for Major League Baseball is to have the Dodgers 3 years in a row. You know what's wrong with the NBA, my favorite sport outside of the NFL? It's that we actually have legit parity. We've had, 7 title winners in 7 years? And so Myron and Smalls are pointing out, well, let's have 8 in 8 years. No, we need to have super teams. We need back-to-back. We need villains. The Chiefs going back there, Super Bowl 61, which is going to be the biggest and best Super Bowl of all time. It just so happens it's on ESPN, ABC, Disney, no big deal, in L.A. I just think that the Chiefs going back there could be Kelsey's last game, Chris Jones' last game, who knows? Andy Reid riding off into the sunset, and the Dodgers to win 3 in a row?
Disgusting.
Look at your face, Smalls. You get so agitated by that. We need that. That's what we need in sports. I think it would be awesome for the best possible next champions in all of sports, Chiefs and Dodgers. I'm saying it.
Don't you think for the NFL it would be better if someone else came along?
Give me a name.
To challenge Patrick Mahomes? Well, are we giving up on Josh Allen and Lamar? Because you know who I think, and I'm going to take so much heat for saying this. You know who I think would be great for the NFL?
Burrow?
No. Caleb and the Bears. Because it's that next wave. He's young. He's different. He's not afraid to be himself. His head coach is not afraid to say the inflammatory thing. He's not afraid to put it on wax. I think because the Bears have been so inept for so long, to have Caleb and Ben Johnson come in and win would shock everybody. Not only because they did it expeditiously, but because...
Sorry?
Not because they did it expeditiously.
Expeditiously, word of the day.
That is not the word of the day. It's just me having a very beautiful and robust vocabulary.
Did I miss it already?
Nope.
Wow, your facial expressions have gotten much better with this and throwing me off. I almost would rather not look at you during this. Because look, your poker face, Gaga, has gotten much better.
Yes, it has.
I don't like this. This is really throwing. You used to have a few tells when you. For those who are unaware, word of the day. Smalls uses a random word every single day to try to stump me, and I have to figure out which one it is. And normally, back in the day when we started this, she would say it and then like have this look on her face of, okay, I get it. Now I have no idea what's happening.
The vocab baddies have my back. They have been in my DMs. They have made me aware of the tell.
Oh God.
So I've been working on it. But back to Caleb and the Bears, because I do think this is important. They would go from being America's sweethearts because they haven't won in so long, and they've been the Bears and like breaking out of that dysfunction, just like the Cubs did in baseball. People would want to root for them. And then I think they switch and they become the villains so quickly. I think Ben Johnson has that fire in him. And he loves to talk trash. He loves to enrage people. He's not afraid to be the story. And I think people would root against them. So you get two things. You get everyone cheering for you because you're the Bears, except for obviously us and the Packers. But America would be like, wow, what a great story. When we were in San Francisco, you know how many people walking around were like, the Bears were really fun this year. They got a lot of people talking. They have an interesting collection of personalities there. And I think that a team like that, a young team, could come onto the scene. And with Caleb, it would be his third season. We would be talking, how long can he do this? He was the #1 overall pick. Is he the guy that's going to have the Bears go on this dynastic run?
So just want to point out, Myron, before you respond on this, Packers fan Michelle Smallman says the best possible next champion in all of sports from an interest perspective are the Bears.
No.
Just saying.
Member of the media,
Member
of the media, Michelle Smallman, says from a storyline standpoint and general interest, the Bears champion.
Oh,
I would be miserable.
Well, I think it's a great name. I think the Bears would be really intriguing, really interesting. First off, in baseball, the best team to win the next World Series would be the Milwaukee Brewers, right? Because I think everybody wants to see my hometown team get a ring. I think in the NFL, there's only one team. You mentioned that the Super Bowl is going to be on ESPN. Walk with me through this one. Jerry Jones sitting next to Stephen A. Smith on the set of Get Up, Unsportsmanlike, all these shows together. And the Dallas Cowboys are in the first Super Bowl on ESPN. There's only one choice, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. If the Cowboys were to get to the Super Bowl and win it, I think that would be probably the most amazing thing for the NFL because they're so polarizing. So if you're trying to come up with a dream team, I think it's them.
Myron, I love that. What do you think about this? The best thing would be for them to get there and lose it.
Yeah, I don't understand how you guys are saying the Cubs and the Cowboys, the Bears and the Cowboys, when Smalls, you and I have agreed on the fact that we think the Cubs and the Red Sox winning the World Series in baseball actually hurt the sport. So wouldn't that be the same thing? I know the Cowboys have won, obviously, and the Bears have won. It's a little different, but wouldn't that be like the same thing relative to taking away from these storylines? The Cowboys being a circus is what's the most interesting. The Bears not winning it all is what has been so interesting over the course of time.
Right, but that's why I said the Cowboys getting there and ultimately losing it, because we don't talk about the Bears dysfunction the same way we do the Cowboys. When we talk about the Cowboys dysfunction, we say they haven't even been to a conference championship game in 3 decades. We don't assign the actual year to the Bears the way we did the Cubs or the way we did the Red Sox or the way that we do the Cowboys, which is why I think, to Myron's point, them getting there and then losing it, you want to talk about storylines? That would be juicy.
Coming up.
Jerry Jones, that's what you want.
But you're going to have that anyway. That's going to be anyway. Trust me, he'll find his way all over there.
Go to a different level.
Yeah, without that may be fair. Coming up, one person on this show is pro tanking. We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike.